So today we are going to be taking a look at a scenario where America comes to WICSO. WICSO kind of has America in Carolina, but this is real United States of America. And a shout out to Ender MC, I can't remember his name, Ender guy, I can't remember. But he made the Russia in WICSO video, and I'm stealing his idea here and adding it in the American version. Totally not because that video got like 5,000 views, no, it's nothing to do with that. But yeah, let's get straight into this because pretty interesting video. So it's like the opposite of what would usually happen. Usually like a WICSO country would come into the normal world and everyone would be shocked. But now, no, it's the other way around and they're still shocked because like, what are these guys? They're so powerful. Our major cities turned off, but like, I'm just going to say they're the same major city, same everything else as the US. And they're probably the strongest country in the world at the minute. And also I would like to announce this is the first video of Daily Upload Week. This will be going on from Monday today, which is not Monday when I'm recording, it's Thursday when I'm recording this, but this will go on from Monday up until Saturday. It isn't really a week, it's more of daily upload 6 days, but who actually cares? But anyway, let's kind of get into the more scenarios now. The US is like really confused as well, because like, why are we in this universe? Like, what's going on over here? We have 5,000 nukes. That's something I haven't really touched up on. They have 5,000 nukes, and the rest of the world's like, So we very well could see another coalition of democratic nations form against this thing. First, they say, you know what, let's do something that we should have done in the real world and make Canada the 51st state. But now what they're really going to be doing is actually just having a deal cut with California, and that is to simply, just annex it. They will cut a deal and they will be able to fully annex the Caroline country down here and grow in size while doing so. And now they're going to be taking a look at another former Dutch country. But yeah, they're going to be going after the Alaskan country. Now I guess it's not really Alaska, it's more like British Columbia. They're going to invade into this country over here and start to take some land to take this island here. Now they probably wouldn't realistically take all of this land, but they just do anyway because it looks easier, or it's just easier. You then see them invade through the north of Alaska as well, and they kind of just want to connect up Alaska. Do stuff that they can't do in the normal world, because, you know, America in WICSO is relatively weak. I mean, there's NATO, but that's an economic alliance. It won't really affect the series here. So we just see, like, a full annexation or something. And the US has now grown in size tremendously. Next, they're going to be picking off more allies as they declare war on the remnants of Texas and take them over in a matter of days. And they will also get fully annexed here as well. And they have now built up a pretty impressive empire, but they're going to actually create an alliance. But I just want to say real quick, all the alliances in the actual world have been deleted. But we do see the Square Alliance be formed by the US, and this is to, just give other nations opportunities. They'll get another nation to join us pretty quickly. That's actually going to be the Central Americans. As they decide to join this alliance for protection against, Brazil, possibly even Mexico. And then we also see Greenland, a relatively weak country who just wants, kind of just chill for a bit. And finally they get the Hudson Bay country, who kind of wants to expand into the gold team down here so they get better access to the Great Lakes. But they can wait for now because that's, I don't know. But hey, the US alliance so far looks something like this. One country who kind of should have probably joined the alliance, and is a big mistake that they didn't, is going to be the Cuban or Caribbean, whatever they just calls it, Caribbean, so yeah, I'm just going to call that. But Caribbean is going to get invaded real quick, and yeah, this is not very good. As we see them land on the western side of the island and quickly take the rest of the country over pretty damn quickly. And they now have a pretty strong holding over here in the Caribbean/South America. Well, for a country that's not really going to like this whole US thing, it's going to be Brazil. Brazil feels like their influence is being pretty like contested around this area, and they don't want to lose that influence. So what they're going to do is that they're actually going to kind of bring the Square Alliance into this world. Not the Square, sorry, the Circle. We do kind of see the return of the Circle Alliance, even though I don't know, I just can't bother to add the alliance in. I know I didn't make this map, this is going to me by Dark, shout out to him. We see a country, quite a weird one joining this, and that country is actually going to be Yucatan over here. They've seen Adis's videos, they've seen how many times that the US somehow manages to invade Yucatan Peninsula into Mexico, so they decide to join this alliance out of fear. And also the fact that the US, if they kind of invade them, they'll kind of have a pretty big stronghold over the Caribbean Sea. And Mexico is looking at this like, because they don't necessarily agree with any of these countries, but would they rather be with the US or Brazil? doesn't matter, but hey, let's take a look at some more expansion by the US. They'll actually be declaring war on the orange and blue teams over here, quickly moving up into the orange team and taking them over, and then they'll go into the blue team and take them over as well. Pretty easy task for the US. And the peace treaty, they are fully annexed. And then for what might be the final just quick expansion in this video, we see them invade into the pink team, because I didn't like how the border looked. I'm actually not going to do the full thing here, as we're going to see the green team get involved on this a little bit. But for a more detailed way of the war, we see the US start their invasion into some areas down here, wrap around this part of the Great Lakes. Then the green team is going to decide to join in on this. They invade through here and go around, like, kind of doing this. And actually see it get split with the US like this. And yeah, let's take a look at peace treaty. So in this peace treaty, the green team will get this land, and the Americans will get the rest of this. Kind of fully making them, like, definitely the strongest country in the world now. Could have been contested before, but now it's 100% official. With this, even more and more nations will be joining up with Brazil. We surprisingly actually see the gold team join up with this alliance. This is for protection against the green team, like, whoa. Then we're actually going to also see the Canadians decide to join this alliance, because they also want protection against the US. And yeah, and this whole thing is heating up, but before that there's going to be one last expansion about the US, and that over here is the American invasion of the I guess Newfoundland country. They'll take over this whole country pretty damn quickly, but this is going to cause the Brazilians to officially declare war on the US, now saying, look, you've done too much expansion, we don't want this to continue, and we want to stop expansion, even though, you know, we're expansionists, but it's really about the influence, we just don't want the influence to continue. So we now see the war start. So to start off, these the circles were a little bit better prepared than the Americans were. So we see the Yucatan country start their invasion of Central America. We then see the these kind of peach and the green gold teams declare jump the green team. I can't speak today, I don't know why. They will both commit the best jumping in the history of history. That doesn't make any sense, but they will jump this green country here. However, the Americans are going to be very fast to react to this declaration, as I'm just going to put capitals on. We see the United States, but we do see the Americans invade into the parts of Canada, taking the capital actually quite quickly because of how weak this country is, and they're going to pretty much take the entire border with them, except for like the freezing cold parts. And they're just going to focus, it's a lot like Canada in real life, all their population are in the very kind of middle of the country. So what's going to end up happening is the Canadians are going to surrender. We see the Canadians surrender to the Americans, as pretty much everything that they've ever had that's actually good has been captured. And then we see the green team push back over here, also against the gold team now, and they could fully now invade into the gold team and take them out pretty easily with help from the US, obviously. The green team is now on top. However, down in South America, we're going to see a country join the Square Alliance, and that country is going to be a pretty interesting one. It's going to be a country that's been kind of bullied by Brazil in history. It's going to be Peru. So Peruvians will instantly join this alliance and declare war on the green team right here. They will move into their country and take the capital, as it's right by the border, and then pretty much just like take the whole thing over pretty quickly, and it'll kind of fall over. I've said over so many times, but yeah, they take control of the country. You actually see the Central Americans start to move into Brazilian territory around here, and yeah, it's going pretty good. You will see them push up against the Yucatanians in the north and start their own invasion over there, going up into the country, and it all seems to be going well before what? I think I might have just like cooked half the recording, but yeah, the Central Americans got split, and they're in a war now. I don't even know how far back this goes, but the West Mexicans are going to join up with the Square Alliance. Probably going to see the Mexicans actually make their invasion into these guys in the south, but there's also going to be the north over here, where the West Mexicans are going to invade from here. And we also see the US start their own front line into the Mexican country, going down the kind of Caribbean coast over here. And yeah, Caribbean, is it Caribbean or Caribbean? I don't know. However, the worst nightmare for this country down here has happened, as the US has actually made a landing board and captured the capital. Yeah, cool. We also see the Mexicans snatch this land now, but the US is going to kind of start and liberate this country, the Central Americans down here, as they make their invasions in. I don't know if this is the OG colour, but it's going to be. And we see the Mexicans actually get cut off here. From there we see the Americans start their big fat invasion into the Mexicans like this, and keep this colour, and also go along the border, as this is fully American troops, yeah. So yeah, the Mexicans look like they aren't really working too much, so what they're going to do is they're going to fire their 4 nukes at the US. We see a nuke hit over here in Los Angeles, a nuke hit down here in New York, another one on Washington, and then one down here in the southern tip of Florida. This is going to send the President of the US at this time into a fit of rage, and they will decide to, not be very nice to Mexico here. Yeah, that's 5,000 nuclear bombs. I don't think you really want to mess with that at all. Like, that's 5,000 nuclear bombs at all. It's one of the most in the world. They've got more than all WICSO combined, so yeah, in history, and from all of WICSO history, nukes combined, so I don't think you really want to mess with this, and yeah, your country's getting turned into a nuclear wasteland now, so yeah, you're just gonna have to, like, not do that, probably. Oh, now they're bombing all your coastal areas over here. Yeah, you're pretty cooked. So we see the US pretty much launch nuclear rain down on this country down here, and down, yeah, but it's over for them. But they're going to kind of share this, and they're going to get quite a lot of thing from the international community. They say stuff like, oh, why are you doing this, but like, what? And even though it wasn't New Mexico nuked them first, they didn't get nuked like a million times. They got nuked 4 times in their populated areas, killing millions, and yeah, I guess, I don't know if it's justified or not, but yeah, we're just having fun at this point. The Brazilians are going to be like, this is horrible, I can't believe you've ever done this, this is the most horrible thing that any country has ever done. Well, Brazil has kind of invaded a lot of countries in history themselves, so yeah, you can't say anything Brazil. But yeah, it's pretty much over for the Brazilians now. The Mexicans have surrendered as they get fully kicked out of Central America. You also see the US Navy fight back against the Brazilians over here, even making their very own landing in Trinidad and Tobago and start invading around the coast of South America. And yeah, the Brazilians are really kind of regretting starting this war now, as they didn't know how strong the US was really. The capital gets captured in a matter of months probably, and they are quickly losing this war very badly. You can see the Peruvians, who have been very pumped up with US support, start to invade into the parts of the US over here, Brazil, kind of going a bit crazy, and also we see them invade into this country down here, this Chilean, kind of North Chilean country, the bad Chilean, like the better Chileans, the South Chilean country. We see them get invaded like this is just a mad US force. People didn't really know how strong and OP the US was, and we even see the Red Argentinians kind of getting this, being like, oh no, the Chileans, they're going to be like, hey, this is free land over here, we're going to take it, and we're going to take this like this, and just take the rest of this. And Chile has once again been united. We then see the US pretty much fully wrap around the Brazilian coast over here, and we also see, I'm not going to put it on the alliance layer, but the red team are going to join up with the American alliance, and they're going to invade into this country here. The brown team, they hold a lot of land that used to be the part of this country's, and they kind of want to bring an end to the brown team now. They don't like the brown team, and eventually gets captured, and yeah, brown team's cooked. And Brazil at this point is pretty much just the Amazon rainforest. They focus heavily on the south over here, going down across this, and yeah, it's not looking good. As we see the Central Americans now kind of fully gather their army once again together, and start their invasion of the Brazilians, going into actually lots of kind of Amazon areas, but like, this is just special forces by the US as well, so they're very able to do extremely well. I mean, seeing something like this happen, in the end, yeah, Brazil gets completely occupied, and it just goes to show how strong the US actually is. And this, the US could probably take over the whole world if they really wanted to. Don't mess with the US, don't. So let's take a look at what the peace treaty is going to look like. This is the peace treaty here. As we can see, Brazil is pretty much no more. The union's been breaking up, it's not allowed to exist. We also have the, this, like, light country coming back, this orange team also comes back. Yeah, we also see the 2 Ecuadorian countries and the Venezuelan country come back. We also had the Central Americans gaining quite a lot of land here, and the US setting up a puppet state in the nuclear wasteland that is now Mexico, because they got pretty obliterated. We also have the terrorists, not even terrorists anymore, but the what do you call these guys? West Mexicans becoming a lot stronger with a lot more land. The US also takes control of the Yucatan country and gives some land over to Central America and Mexico, and yeah, I think that's it. Oh, also the Canadian country got split between these guys. Really didn't get anything because they weren't even doing anything in the war, which is my bad because I completely forgot to make them do anything. But yeah, you can blame that on me 2 minutes ago, not me now, because me now is done recording this video. Just wanted to kind of show what would happen if the US came in to the world of WICSO, and it would definitely not be very nice for any other WICSO countries, because they're all going to get smashed. And yeah, the US could probably take over the world at this point. Like, there's not really many countries that could stop them. Oh, hold on. I completely forgot to give them Hawaii this whole episode. They own Hawaii in real life, and they didn't here for some reason, so I just fixed that real quick. Now the US is kind of full. Stupid idiot. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.